Test 1 review. A minus 4 equals 2. We add 4, we get A equals 6. Okay, now we have inequalities. We get rid of the plus 10 by subtract. So 4x is less than 20. Okay, subtract. The symbol stays the same. Now we divide. Okay, so we get x is less than 5. 20 divided by 4. Less than is to the left. Okay, it's not included because it doesn't have or equal to, so it's parentheses. Okay, on the left is negative infinity because that means it keeps getting smaller, smaller on the negatives. It ends at 5. We read that left to right with the parentheses because it does not have or equal to. Another inequality. Okay, I've got 2x on the right. The 2 is smaller, so I'm going to subtract 2x because I can only have x on one side. Put the subtract 2x under the like term. Okay, now I've got to add 5 on both sides. Okay, when you add or subtract, the inequality stays the same. Now I'm going to divide by 8 on both sides. When you divide by a positive, it stays the same. So x is less than or equal to -1. Less than goes to the left, or equal to includes. So when we take this from left to right, when it goes to the left, that's always negative infinity, meaning it keeps going. Okay, now it stops at -1. The or equal to tells us to use the bracket. Okay, I need to get rid of the 8 because we get rid of the plus or minus number. Okay, since we subtracted there, it stayed the same. We're dividing by a negative. Divide by a negative, it's going to flip. Okay, this is going to go the other way. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Less than to the left, or equal to include. So on the left is our negative infinity, and on the right is our 7. The or equal to makes it the bracket. Okay, you always do what's on the left and then what's on the right of the shaded. Okay, first we need to distribute on the left. 8 times x, 8 times minus 8. Okay, you can do this several different ways. If you get rid of the smaller one, that's fine. Okay, now we got to undo subtract. So we get 62 is less than x, which means x is more than 62. Okay, more is to the right. It doesn't have or equal to, so it's not included. Okay, so our interval notation, what's on the left of the shading is the 62. When it goes to the right, that means infinity. Okay, another way to solve that would be to subtract 8x on both sides. And then add 2. And then you have to divide by -1. Okay, which gives us the same answer, x is greater than 62. Okay, this asks for the slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. You will need to know your formula. Okay, so y2 is 3, subtract y1 is 6. x2 is 1, subtract x1 is 8. So -3, -7. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, find the intercepts. X-intercept, y is 0. So 7x equals 6. Divide. So x is 6 over 7 when we put in 0 for y. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So put 0 in for x. So minus y equals 6. Divide by -1. So y equals -6 when we plugged in 0 for x. Okay, now graph. Those 2 points, 6 over 7, 0, and 0, -6. Make sure that's right. Yes. Okay. Six over 7, 0 is right sum and up 0. Okay, 6 over 7 is a little less than 7 over 7, which is 1, so that's a little less than 1. 0, -6 means over 0 and down 6. Okay, so those are your points. Number 8. Okay, use the slope and y-intercept. Okay, when x equals 0, we get 1/3 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. Okay, so 0, 3 means over 0 and up 3. The slope is 1/3. Which means rise 1, run 3 from this point. So go up 1 over 1, 2, 3. Another way to get another point is to plug in another number for x. Now, because of the fraction, plugging in 3 Plugging in that denominator, let's see what happens. Those 3's cancel, so we get 1 plus 3 is 4. So x, when we plug in 3, we get y equals 4, which is this same point that we got using the slope. X equals -4 mean all points have -4 for x. So just plug in small numbers for y. -4, 0. Left 4 up 0. -4, 1. Left 4 up 1. Y equals 4 when there's just one letter. All points have 4 in for y. So make 2 points that have 4 in for y and plot those. 0, 4 means over 0 up 4. 1, 4, right 1 up 4. And there's your line. And that is our review.